మెట్లట్లాగా మెట్లాగా ఉంది ఏమన్నా మెట్లాగా పర్లేదు పర్లేదు అంటారు పెట్టేస్తాను పెద్ద రెఫరెన్స్ కోసం. Hi all, good morning. Myself Franz. I think so. I had my introduction was well. Shall I go ahead and start it? And here we are going to know about the big data and the cloud computing things. As sorry, okay, as we have like, let me start with my experience. Jamna ma'am is my HOD in my past when I has 10 years back. In the same stage, I came to give a seminar. Madam used to told me like dance training now. Thanks for having me here. Thank you, ma'am. And we go with like a basic things like you people might be knowing this thing like next one. The regular thing we will speaking like a software life cycle. This might be a formal things you might be teaching to your child, and you might be going through the things about your experience, like whatever you were speaking. The designing pattern and planning and definitions, whatever this is the cycle of the live software. Whatever we will be working, and the live will be whatever the technology has been increased as per the AI or whatever the upgradation is happening in the IT sector. Beyond this, we cannot go. Like this has been improved and implemented. This should be with the beyond this we cannot work. Why? Because the technology may vastly increasing and getting growth, but the thing was the whatever the tech where we are using the pattern, it should be same. Like there is no changes in the pattern. There is no way of what do you say, coding and deployment testing and the release pattern. They won't be changing. The technology might be changing. We will getting the AI technology. We have the cloud and we have the big data throw and things. Just for the reference, I have added this one. I am not. I think so. You people will be familiar with this. That they did things we will be teaching your children. And the introduction part of my that today's session was I want to go with the reverse technology. Like you people have been like last 5 days. Even I am going through the classes like the cloud computing and data, big data, and this cloud computing is happening. But I want to come with the reverse technology, like where the exact 1 to 0 that has been started, like the byte technology. Let me go through the in deeper data center. Can you please anyone know that like data center? What might be the data center? No, like whatever the example you can give me. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Nothing, nothing like that. You can go ahead. Yeah, large amount of data has been stored in a place. Like we need a space. Like I will go through that. Like thing was, if we had a like right now we are listening the latest news was that Google has been coming to Vizag. Like they are acquiring lot of place. The data center is like earlier we used to store in the memory. Like how many people are using memory card phones right now? Do you have memory card in that phone? No. Where the data is storing? The data is storing in the data center itself. Like you are buying the data. Earlier you were buying the memory card, it was owned by yourself. But your data is maintained by somebody and you are giving amount to maintain the data. The vast increase of technologies and this has been implemented like data center means let me give you the brief example like a company like think about the JPMs have multiple college organizations within a Telangana state 5 to 6 organizations. By keeping an individual server we cannot maintain the data. Like if you have a JPNC, for lab session we had a server, we are keeping the data storing over the external hard disk, right? If you want to store the complete 5 college data in a central point of location like Hyderabad, what you will do? We will need a communication of a college, right? We will keeping a data storage center over there. We are communicating with the within the college. The 5 premises, like 5 colleges, has been interacted with the one location, right? That's the way the individual servers has been maintained, like the physical boxes. You know, right? The external hard disk. memory card, same like things only. It has been the physical boxes, it's a bunch of boxes, not an individual, like individual memory, like gigabytes, terabytes memory. Like even though the one giga million bytes has been introduced, I'm not sure about that. In the well, like Vizag, they are going to introduce. The memory would be like vast than the sea. About the sea, half of the sea it might be in the memory, which will be thrown away means that kind of data centers has been implemented. If you go for the cloud or any big data, but big data, if you're going for the data has been the individual data, like whatever the memory, photos, whatever the things you have been using, right? That memory has been stored somewhere else. That is the data center. That is like if people are having a photo backup, Google backup, you are using that the memory we have like 15 GB. After that, if people are buying that, right? That's the reason that whatever this IT sector as people have become like, they have increased the technology and their business expansion has been the needs of the people. Like if we have earlier, the mobile has been capturing the photo capacities 1 KB, 2 KB, and 1 MB. Right now, if you click a photo, check that memory, what is it consuming? It has been like a 5 MB to 10 MB, right? That is the way we need a vast of memory. We cannot put it in the memory like mobile 1 TB. Right now we are getting in the iPhone, but not other mobiles, right? We cannot invest on that. Instead of investing on that, we are going with the data center things. Like we are paying something, they are providing. And one more thing you need to remember that the data center may works you like they will help you to get the things like you have a photo, it has been taken 3 years back. How you are fetching your data? Can anyone please? You have any idea? Let me know. You are going Google Photos and you are searching for. You are giving some date or any reference of the photo, right? How the data set, how the you won't know how these things have been known to your mobile and your Google Photos. It has been stored somewhere else, which was useful to under your name. Like the photo has some generic name, some location, and it has been captured some other timings. The data has been stored at that time, that situation has been captured. That will be helpful for the data center. They have to be maintained within the servers, bulks of the servers with the name of your mobile and your name. It has been provided by individual securities and the firewalls. I will go with the deeper side of the firewalls and those things. We have an overview of these what are the things we are going to learn here. It might be useful to use like can you help me like what is the instances, like any instance, do you know? Cell instances, cell, it's server only. You people will call server, we also will call server. But when you go into the IT sector, in depth of IT sector, the name maybe changes. The multiple names has been used. But the thing was, it is the server. When I dropping a mail to my manager, I will say that the particular server has the to be rebooted, I need a permission. I cannot ask like that. The communication might be changing. Like we are going for, I'm asking for this instance and need to be rebooted as soon as possible. The instance, the cell comes from like another way of pronunciation, the way of communicating. And data centers, like let me give you an example. Data center can't be maintained in individual places. Why? Because right now they are keeping Google data center in Vizag, right? That same data center, it has been already established in Delhi. Do you anyone know the disaster recovery things? Disaster recovery, those things. Like let go for friendly things. Any disaster recovery things has happened. Vizag has a sea. Anytime we can get tsunami or anything. The data in the data center, the water will arrive. The complete data will destroyed. How will get the destroyed? Within a second, you will check your data like your Google Photos was saved in Google. The data center was in the sea. Where is my photos? But you can see your photos. How come? The data center has been established multiple locations with the same data. It has been used in the Delhi as well. It has been used in the Vizag as well. Usually, like, shall I use this? Shall I press next? Uh, if I go with this, see the data center has been, it has been like Paris, Chennai, Hong Kong, China. We had multiple countries has been used for the data centers. If the Chennai has the floods, you have lost all the data. You can see your photos and videos, whatever the things your data has been saved with the help of Paris location servers. But no drastic like you are losing your data or anything. It might be that that might be stored somewhere else. It might be useful for your backup, and it might be helpful for your, if you dip your memory card in water, you cannot get your data. Your external disk, you have an external hard disk, it has been filled somewhere, it has been lost, you cannot get your data. But if you go for the cloud and the data center related things, the cloud is like, the cloud is providing you, what is the cloud like? Cloud is an, we have, in the simple way we'll go with, cloud will give, cloud, through the cloud we'll getting the rain, but you cannot see the water in that, right? If you go in the, if water is in the cloud, the plane, how come it cross the water? The heavy bunch of water. It has been evaporation of water. We cannot see it, but we can feel it after getting down that it has been as a water. The same way we are using data centers to store our data, and it has been organized by cloud with the help of IPs, TCP nets, like whatever the connections. Do you know that how come we are getting an internet? Like anyone can explain me, like whatever example. Don't tell me like that wires pulling from my agent and coming my home and keeping a wire. It has been that at the center point of any location, they are installing the network zone. They are pulling the wires from the sea. Do you know, people? The wires, it cannot be bited by the whales also. It has been traveled long kilometers in the water, sea itself. The internet has to be. Still, the Andaman Nicobar don't have proper internet. Do you know, the people within our country? The recently, the last year it has been started. Right now they are getting less memory with the more income, like heavy money. Earlier we used to get 1 GB of data. It's around 50 to 100 rupees. Right now we are getting 5G data freely. That was expansion. The pulling was happening like the network zone was established in multiple ways. The communication was getting nearer. It has been like when the data, the internet hubs has been from America. We used to pull this data. It has been taking longer time. If you have a central nodal point like America to Europe, Africa, India, it might be easier way to write. Then the data consumption and the production was become easier to us to access. Then instead of getting 5 GB data freely within the pack of 400 rupees, right now. Earlier we can't get the 5G data also, right? The communication has become easier way with the help of this kind of centers. If you go through this diagram, like this is the physical way of data centers. It has been maintained individual server boxes. The individual server boxes has been maintained with the server the same way. You will see the server boxes like external hard disk things. It has been configured with the IP and the load balancing things. Anybody like let me explain the load balancing things. Load balancing happens if I go through like the 10th class results has been released. The students has been at a time the triggering the one URL. They are hitting the one URL, but the result may be delays. But when you go into when the drastic change was happened, like the data center things, at a time the multiple mobiles can open single URL. When we are in the 10th class and when we want to see our result, we used to wait for the internet center. We used to go. We will give our hall ticket number. Later on, he used to check. He used to tell like it loading. Right now, no loading thing. Anybody can look into your mobile number. Individual mobile browser, you can get your own results. Right. That's what maintenance of data and high availability of usage. The load was balanced. Individual servers has been placed here, individual servers has been clustered. Clustered means when an admin server was used, it has been multiple managed servers. Multiple managed servers means the load cannot be fall on the individual admin server. It has been divided individually to the managed servers. That thing known as cluster. The cluster related things has been completely comes under the one load balancing helps us to the divided load across the multiple cluster servers. And later on, we will go into in-depth in this. Before the load balancing, we'll get the firewall related things. Firewall is for the security. We use the individual firewalls, individual security. How come your data is in your Google Photos can be accessible for yourself, not the others? It has been protected by the security. Like the physical things has been stored and it has been safer side. That is the way we are getting like the recent AI technologies and the rather increasing of technologies was happening because of this kind of development was happening and the data center was developed in the nearby areas. Like it will be easier to get the things and the recovery things has been done easily. These are the layer things like you people might be knowing like the regular teaching thing like you are teach I think so I cannot much familiar with the teaching related things but you people might be knowing and this has been the formal things just I want to mention you like this was the layer where we used to get the physical things physical we were using the wire and the putting the wires and connection has been established until the Wi-Fi has been generated. Before, after that, we had a communication has been drastically changed within the air and with the help of IPs, not on wire and anything. వద్దులే తర్వాత అది పెట్టు ఇప్పుడు వద్దు 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 ఇప్పుడు వద్దులే మనం పెట్టుకోవద్దు వద్దు 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 నాగరాజు గారు వద్దు నాగరాజు గారు he is my teacher because of him only I completed my BTech